business model so that 80% of the gross proceeds could go to local recovery organizations. So it could truly be a service project. And by reducing all of the expenses, and we created a blueprint, a marketing blueprint for promoting and creating fundraising events, which also is part of the project when we bring the show to a town and we work with the client on creating their fundraiser. And it's been an incredible, rewarding experience. And then we became partnered with the National Council on Alcoholism. It was because of NCADD, which was conceived by Bill Wilson in 1944 to promote AA and Al-Anon around the globe so that every person in the world knew about it. Nobody ever wanted the organization to be a secret. They just wanted our individual anonymity to be prevented, to not be divulged at the level of press, radio, film, and television. And now I guess the internet. But they want the organization, they want everybody to know. So it came along at the right time in history. As many of you probably know, the plague of alcoholism and addiction has reached pandemic proportions, biblical proportions, never before seen on planet Earth. In the United States, there are roughly 52 million people, untreated alcoholics. 1 in 4 American children are suffering from homelessness, hunger, and neglect due to young addicted parents. 87% of all the illegal drugs in the world are sold in the United States. 8,000 college students died in 2012 on American university campuses. 8,000! That's 3 times what happened to 9/11. Why aren't we talking about this? There's 10,000 military personnel are dishonorably discharged each month in the United States, which has cost us $480 billion dealing with this issue with the military. And they want to kill Big Bird instead to solve, cure the national debt. Anyway, it's amazing to me. So it's an enormous problem, as we all know, I'm preaching to the choir. And at the same time, we have learned from World Services through our board president at the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, who was the CEO of AA World Services for about a decade, that the membership of AA is declining exponentially year by year in North America. Isn't that interesting? And NCAD tracked over 700,000 phone calls last year, and also in 2011, about the same number, just slightly under 700,000 of people who never heard of AA or 12-step recovery. And here's a solution for our planet. This can be free to people. I mean, it's a couple bucks in the basket, but it's free, and it's around the corner. It's everywhere, and there are still hundreds of thousands of people who don't know it exists. So one of the goals of Pass It On, in addition to carrying the message, enhancing recovery, being a great evening of sober entertainment, celebrating sobriety, is carrying the message of hope, help, and healing, is also creating a dialogue in local media everywhere we go to get recovery, 12-step recovery talk, to get it back in the newspaper, to get it in the press, on television, radio, which we accomplish everywhere we go, and to some degree. And it's just been an incredible experience. So we're looking at appearing in about 100 cities over the next 2 years, and it's growing. I have business cards. If anybody knows a recovery organization or a community that would like to bring it, we'd love to work with them. And so another project has sprung up in the midst of all of this. I've gotten involved with the Northern Light Productions of Boston. They make films for PBS, for WGBH principally in Boston for PBS. For the Discovery Channel, History Channel, they are premier independent documentary filmmakers, probably one of the top 3 companies in the world. Many Emmy Awards, amazing filmmakers, and all of the people on their team have been touched by addiction and or recovery in their lives. In partnership with Northern Light Productions and Hazelden Foundation and a number of other organizations, and now, thank you God, Dr. Phil is very interested in the project, and we're moving this forward. We are creating the first ever landmark television documentary to tell the definitive story of the history of Alcoholics Anonymous and the development of 12-step recovery, what it is, what it isn't, the spirituality of it, the science of it, how it works, how many people it's saved, where it is, how it's available, how do you find it, why is it a secret, why is it in church basements? Answer all these questions. The history of AA, to be broadcast on worldwide television. We have a commitment from BBC, American Public Television, and PBS in America. And then after its initial public broadcast, it will be re-released, accompanied by educational materials, which Hazelden has committed to publish and help us create. Dr. Phil is very interested in that component. And then this will be distributed to all the public schools in the United States and to universities and the military, so that every child in this country knows about this incredible invention, which is arguably America's greatest gift to the world. And the story isn't told in history books. We tell all about Helen Keller and the Wright brothers and all those wonderful things. We don't talk about AA and 12-step recovery, which has saved the lives of tens of millions and many of us in this room. So that's a project we're working on. We're in the final stages of fundraising for that project, and we only need $1 million more. So maybe have change. Somebody
Come on, Raj, take a look.
So I'd be happy to take that check tonight, and thank you, God, for that abundance and to get this project completed. Because in the time, just this afternoon, today, in this last 24 hours, well over 100 people just died of this disease in the United States. In this last year, over 180,000 people have died from it. That's incredible. And we need to step it up and do something about it and really crank up the volume on that 12-step work, in my opinion, and we need to do it. And so we are. So we're moving forward. And I thank you very much for listening. I hope you come and see the show. I know you'll have a wonderful time. They tell me it's very good. I've never seen it, but people sure seem to like it. My grandfather was from up east, and he would always say, those who like it speak well of it.